Live from Wakeland High School in Frisco, Texas, this is Win TV.
Good afternoon, Wolverines. I'm Emily Stevens.
And I'm Elise Odlin. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023.
Texas Senate Representative Sheriff Patterson talks about restricting social media for kids under the age of 18. We go to Emily Schandelbauer for more.
Social media is the platform of communication for an entire generation. In Patterson's bill, HB number 896, a child between the ages 13 and 18 would not be allowed to use a social media platform. This bill requires social media platforms to verify that users are 18 years and older. With these new preventative measures, Representative Patterson is hoping to make a difference that will last for generations.
The negatives of social media in my opinion, far outweigh the positives that young people get. And there's not only the mental health aspects that we're trying to address here, because we have seen, at least since 2007, a rapid rise in suicide rates amongst adolescents. Young people don't have the ability to consent to give all of their personal data away from their devices. For example, like what TikTok takes.
Social media is based on our human need for connection. We need people. We weren't meant to interact with that many people. There definitely is a negative impact of social media on kids, and parents can only control so much.
If this bill is passed, not only will teens be affected, but students, teachers, and parents of all ages will experience the changes of this potential bill.
Through social media, I have learned how to connect and market and advertise myself. Advertising, putting yourself out there and how to communicate with people. And it actually motivated me to major in public relations next year, which has a lot to do with social media. So I really think it just depends on your screen time and what you're viewing on social media, and more how you choose to use social media.
Well, I feel like social media has impacted my life in both ways, because I've made a lot of friends through social media, like on Twitter, and I've got to meet new people through Snapchat and stuff. But also I feel like it impacts me in a bad way, because I focus a lot on like how I appear to others and like what I post and if other people are going to like it or not.
Bans typically are not seen very kindly by judges, by courts, when we're talking about the First Amendment generally. So ultimately, I think that we could be looking at something that is violating the First Amendment, yeah.
If House Bill 896 passes, it will go into effect on September 1st, 2023. I'm Emily Schandelbauer for Win TV.
It's interesting to see how students have begun to rely on social media and the effect the ban would have on them.
Elise, how would you feel if you were falsely accused of a crime scene because your DNA got shared?
That would be really scary. Josh Rajanov has more information on this story.
From family reuniting to catching criminals, DNA analysis has evolved into many uses. DNA is a resource criminal investigators are always looking for and can be used as a tool for solving crimes.
Fingerprints and DNA are kind of the main things I think that we really are looking for on crime scenes. A lot of times, like if we have a sexual assault that occurs and then they go to the hospital and get a kit taken, that kit, as soon as we get it, is going to the lab to get tested for DNA.
When a suspect gets arrested, their DNA gets taken and put into CODIS, a database for criminal investigators to keep track of DNA testing.
So when we work a scene and we get blood, or if we do swab, a drink, and they're able, when we send it to the lab, they're going to process it and see if they have a profile. If they get a profile that's considered a suspect profile, they can then put it in CODIS and see if there's any matches. And then the detective now has a name of someone to look into for that offense.
But DNA isn't only used for solving crimes, it can reunite families. Like Melissa Highsmith, who used a 23andMe test and genealogy to reconnect with her family 50 years after she was kidnapped when she was just 22 months old. DNA can help in many ways, and Wakeland biology students are currently diving deep into the science of DNA.
So this lab has helped us understand how temperature and other environmental factors affect the structure of DNA, and we get to see how how quickly it denatures the DNA. And a big thing about this project is we get introduced to the devices and technology that are involved with such a process of denaturing the DNA.
DNA already has so many uses, like helping solve crimes and bringing families back together. And there is a whole new world of DNA and genealogy that is yet to be discovered. I'm Josh Rajanoff for WinTV.
Many students consider MLK Day as a day to relax and recharge, but this historic date is more than just a day off.
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a peacemaker who had a profound impact on the civil rights movement. To this day, we remember him on his birthday each January and the legacy he left behind.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a Southern Baptist minister. He kind of gets called into action and becomes also a civil rights activist as well. He's obviously known for his nonviolent approaches to protest.
One of his most well-known speeches, I Have a Dream, will be 60 years old this summer. Although it occurred many years ago, witnesses of this pivotal event still live to tell the tale, one of which is a Frisco resident.
I was a senior in high school. I was living in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was a spur of the moment thing. We've been talking about it, and all of us had wanted to see Dr. King. Even though we didn't know anybody in the crowd, we were not afraid. The atmosphere was electric. There was a sense of something was going to happen. Something was happening. Something special. Something, I'm going to use the word historic. They didn't have to tell the crowd to be quiet. When he started speaking, there was like a hush went over everybody. Nobody coughed, nobody sneezed. It was like almost a religious kind of silence. It's been a long time since that happened. I've been to Washington, D.C. many times since then. And that corner where we stood to listen to the speech has always been something very special to me.
Even after his death in 1968, Martin Luther King Jr.'s efforts in the civil rights movement have continued on.
I would describe his legacy as someone who really wanted to give everyone freedom of speech, especially Black people. And he went about that with nonviolent ways. So having a day specifically for him really is important because in our community, we really have to stand up for what we believe in. And he really did that.
Dr. King's message is still relevant today, and his words are long remembered for their ability to inspire change. In his words, though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. And that same dream continues to unify Americans today. For WinTV, I'm Addison Domino.
Texas roadways are very unsafe, but that is something that has the capability to change. We go to Julian Rabago for more.
Every day, at least one person dies due to the tragedy that is a car accident in Texas. This trend has existed since November 7, 2000, the last deathless day in the state regarding traffic fatalities. But despite efforts from the state to improve safety on our roads, too many Texans are failing to abide by traffic laws, and the consequences are deadly.
A teenage boy is dead tonight after a crash in Moreno Valley.
Every day we hear of tragic accidents caused by reckless driving, speeding, and distracted driving. The numbers are staggering since 2000. Over 79,000 deaths have occurred from preventable car crashes, around 10 deaths per day on average. The problem, however, shows that there are no signs of improvement.
In the past year, the amount of fatalities on Texas roads has increased. We see a trend of it going upward, and this is where we really need people to kind of take a step back and see how are they driving.
While law enforcement and the Texas Department of Transportation are doing their best efforts to enforce traffic laws and make roadways safer, the responsibility ultimately lies in the drivers that drive the roads.
Today, we're reviewing everything, but while we can make a really safe road, we need the person to follow the rules.
And these rules apply to everyone, whether you are a passenger or a driver.
You have an option if you're next to someone that's driving and they're distracted, whatever they may be doing, to say, hey, the thing that we hear all the time is if you see something, say something.
We all play a role in improving traffic safety on our roads by following the law, being aware of our surroundings, and standing up to dangerous drivers. We can work together to reduce the number of tragic accidents on our roads to strive for a better future.
Every student here is important, right? They're loved by someone, they love someone else. So why not take just a small initiative, a safety precaution to make sure that they get home safely each and every day from the school?
Remember, our choices behind the wheel can mean the difference between life and death. Make the right decision and drive safely. I'm Julian Rabago for WinTV.
Around 1,000 car accidents occur every day in Texas. Make sure you're always practicing safe driving.
Soccer season has started back up, and Wakeland's teams are off to a great start. Maddie Hardwick has the story.
With the start of district play just beginning for Wakeland soccer, they have many high expectations to obtain and continue this season. While winning the state championships, Wakeland has experienced a great loss in between seasons.
The last two championships we had similar lineups, similar players, but this past season we graduated 22, 23 of our seniors, so our entire lineup is going to be completely different. So off season was like trying new things, just new formations, like putting players in different places.
With the loss of the team's starting lineups, the varsity players still have the expectation from past seasons to uphold.
The biggest thing we've done for success is to rely on traditions from the past years. You know, we've been to the state tournament the last 2 years, winning it last year, so we rely on those traditions of how to get there, what it takes to get there, and we do a lot of the same things every year.
But with these expectations and the loss of many seniors, coaches and players will have to create a new strategy for the season.
First, the transition was really hard, losing all of our seniors because they were such a vital part of our team. But kind of losing them also suddenly put it on all of the current seniors to try to fill their place and fill their shoes.
With all the bonds created this offseason, they look to reflect and apply last season's win onto this year. I'm Maddie Hardwick for WinTV.
Luke Bauer is one of Wakeland's student managers for basketball, playing a very important role in supporting the players and helping them on the bench.
The manager, an overlooked position on the bench, helps in many small ways that are vital to the team's success. Luke Boyer, Wakeland's men's basketball team manager, is the helping hand the players and coaches need.
Helping out just during practice, whether that's filling water bottles, getting equipment. On game days, we set up the gym for home games. We rebound for people whenever they need. We take stats during games.
With Luke, it's more than just being an extra coach, but building connections with the team that motivates them on the court.
We encourage them whenever they need it. Sometimes we push them. During games, we bring energy on the bench.
Luke and me have been really good friends since our freshman year. He's great in the program, always helps us out. He's always looking out for me outside of the program too. He's a great guy.
The manager position is not the most popular position in basketball, but is important and chosen by the few.
One of the reasons why I chose to be a basketball manager is because I liked being in basketball and like being around basketball so much that I just thought, why not try to help out in some way?
Luke will continue to be that impact as the extra spark on the bench. I'm Jason Chavez for WinTV.
VACE, the statewide art competition, is making its annual return. Students in art are working hard to get a golden seal, the highest award possible.
Wakeland artists are painting their future in art this season. Students are going for gold at the VACE Art Contest this February. For Annalise Jordan, this is her first time competing at VACE, and she has high hopes to start her high school career.
This is my first year doing high school VACE. I did middle school VACE last year, but from what I know, you finish your pieces and then you submit like an intent form. So it has like questions like, oh, what did you use? How did you make this? Questions like that. You submit that, and then you go to regionals and you get interviewed about your piece. And then after that, they choose who goes to state and who wins the highest achievement, which is a gold seal.
Madison Hayden is a two-time VACE State Contest winner, and they're looking to get a third gold seal this year.
I want to get a gold seal because that's what I got last year and the year before, so I kind of have high standards for myself.
Be sure to wish your fellow Wakeland artists good luck at VACE this February. I'm Benjamin Miller for WinTV.
Starting on January 30th, Frisco will begin to see some changes with the community access to Frisco's tennis courts. Ashley Slavin with more.
With the city of Frisco growing, accessibility to activities such as playing tennis is becoming harder to find. Frisco Community Tennis has partnered with FISD to create a new system for reserving tennis courts.
The community wants to play and they don't find courts available, so they have to be driving around at different sites to find a court. So with the program that we have and the system, they will be able to reserve a court if they want, paying a fee, or they can still be driving around.
This system benefits the community, but how does it affect the Wakeland tennis team?
It doesn't really affect us too bad because we do have priority. Our matches, tournaments, and practices will always have priority.
This system will only help with the clutter on the courts. It will also offer opportunities for kids interested in the growing sport.
So I think bringing a structure to the community on the tennis, the sport of tennis, is going to help, the whole community.
To book a court, you can scan the QR codes posted at the tennis courts around FISD, or you can go to Frisco Community Tennis website and reserve through there. I'm Ashley Slavin for Win TV.
Hey, Emily, do you usually stick to your New Year's resolutions?
Of course.
So you're part of that 8% that actually do follow through with their resolutions.
Really? Only 8%?
Yes. We go to Shaw Rasmussen to see how much of the 8% lies within Wakeland.
In 2023, an ancient tradition of New Year's pledges and resolutions still holds true after 4,000 years of existence. But in the current times, do the importance of New Year's resolutions still stay? According to YouGov, only 9% of people successfully keep their resolutions, and 23% of the people who make them quit after the first week of the new year.
To see if Wakeland students are still sticking to their resolutions, I've taken to the halls to see if this ancient marvel is still alive in our school.
So do you have any New Year's resolutions?
To be more productive.
Have you done anything to be more productive?
No.
Nothing? No. When does that start?
Soon.
Soon? I mean, it's already the what is it today? The 12th? It's the 12th. I mean, the time's ticking.
Yep.
We'll keep working on that. We believe in you, okay?
Thank you.
Frank Miller. New Year's just happened. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Give it to me. What is it?
To practice more soccer.
Practice more soccer. What are you trying to do? Like work on your footwork, speed? What are you looking at?
Get more technical with the ball.
Get more technical with the ball. Have you been doing anything to like work on that?
I've been going out to like Warren and just practicing on my own.
Oh, sounds good. Good luck to you, Frank.
Control my emotions this year, and try better on football. So yeah.
What have you been doing to make sure you accomplish this goal this year?
So if I'm getting really mad or something, I just walk away and go cool off. And for football, I'm trying harder in off season, and I'm doing more push-ups and doing more running outside of school, working out more. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm Shaw Rasmussen for Win TV.
Thank you, Shaw.
Follow our social media for updates and to stay in touch with what is going on at Wakeland. I'm Elise Odland.
And I'm Emily Stevens. This has been Win TV Live for Wednesday, January 25th. Stay forever orange and blue and have a great rest of the day.